Another NBA draft lottery is in the books, and we're here to break down some conspiracy theories that the lottery may be rigged. We're here with two Mavs fans to help us out today. Our guest of the show, Jared, thank you for joining back, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hey, thank y'all for having me again, bro.
Of course, man. And excited to talk about your Mavs. And of course, if you're listening to this podcast, you know that I'm joined by the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton.
Bart. It's
our resident.
Families at home. I can't bark as normally.
yeah. But our resident Mavericks fan here. And I'm 007 Gage Sutton, your resident Spurs fan here. So I'll tell you right now that the vibes in this current podcast right now are pretty high. But guys, we got to talk about the lottery, and basically what everyone has been talking about. Is it rigged? Because the Mavs, after trading Luka Doncic earlier in the season, the move that shocked the entire sports landscape, somehow with a 1.8% chance of winning the lottery, get the number one pick and the right to draft Cooper Flagg out of Duke. I don't know how Nico Harrison did this. He has some black voodoo magic or something, because how does that happen, dude? You trade your best player and luck into the number one overall pick. I'm just interested to hear what you guys have to say about it as Mavericks fans.
I'm gonna let the man that speaks for Nico Harrison and his team. I'm gonna let him take the floor on this one.
Well, thank you, as I represent Mr. Harrison. Shout out to Mr. Silver for one, because this was definitely his doings. You know what I mean? So if it was any other team, I would be kind of upset. I'd be like, oh, this is rigged. But, maybe it was a blessing, 1.8. The words say all you need is the faith of a mustard seed. So shout out to the lottery, man. But to get another generational talent like Cooper, it's about to be exciting time in Dallas, because we are in win now mode. And yeah, let's do this, man. We got another great white hope. Dirk, Luka, and now Cooper. Hey, let's go.
And Jared, that's one thing I could agree with you with. If there's one thing I do like, is a great white hope. If there's one thing I do like,
I already know.
It's that. So, first of all, as a former Dallas Mavericks fan, now for some reason I feel like I'm ready to come back on that side. I can't really put my pin on it. Why?
And a Cowboys fan too.
No. We talking about basketball right now.
Thank you, Mr. Sutton.
We are talking about basketball right now. We're talking about basketball right now. But man, the fact that Dallas really is gonna get Cooper Flagg is insane to me. And I hear fans saying that it's rigged. So what? If it's rigged, it's in our favor. Like I just want to thank, not really thank Adam Silver, but I just really want to appreciate him holding his end of the deal.
For sure.
You got Luka on my favorite team, the LA Lakers, from one favorite team to another. And then you got my new favorite player in Cooper Flagg on my hometown team. I can't complain. I can't complain.
Hey, now can I just say it's hilarious how funny like the outlook of the Mavericks had changed in literally just the span of a day. As soon as you guys announced it was the number one overall pick. Think about it. Before this, we were talking about, man, what are the Mavs gonna do next year? Kyrie's gonna be out for most of the year. You really just don't have the squad that you envisioned. But adding Cooper Flagg to this team changes everything. It changes your future. It changes next year. You literally could not get any luckier if you're a Mavs fan. Or maybe it is rigged. I don't know, because Ethan, you brought up a good point, man. It makes sense, and there's a lot of legitimacy in why I understand people were saying it's rigged, because the Luka trade was just so out of nowhere, and of course you're going to send him to the biggest market, and now you're just going to let the Mavs kind of recoup, get back on their fans' good side. Not by anything they're really doing. They just happen to have the lottery balls fall their way. So, hey, I'm happy for you guys though, man. This is the first time the Mavs have ever won the lottery, correct?
Not just the first time they won the lottery, the first time they've ever moved up from a spot. Like they've never gone higher in the draft than what they were projected to go.
Mm.
And so for that to happen, and coincidentally, it was the season that they lost the Great White Hope and they replaced him with another. You could say a lot of things. All I know is I don't. I'm happy that the Mavs got Cooper Flag. Our misery was definitely short lived, and I still miss Luka very dearly on the Mavs. I just I feel like it wasn't time yet for him to lead to the Lakers. I was cool. I'm cool. If it's on any other team, I'm happy that he's on the Lakers. But just the fact that Nico Harrison gets away with murder by hook or by I don't know how he. Ooh, I still like I said. If he gets fired, then I'll fully be back. But the fact that sociopath is really gonna get blessed like this is insane to me. It's absolutely insane that he. Oh my! I just cannot believe it because you cannot tell me if the Mavs don't get Cooper fired. Let's say they get Ace Bailey or one of them, right? And the Mavs miss the playoff again this year. Nico Harrison was gonna get fired. You could have booked it. You could have penciled it in. And the fact that he might get saved for this is outrageous to me. Like I can't believe it.
And I want to say this too. Cooper Flag is a generational talent, but I am nervous. Because I'm like, does he fit with our team right now? Like, okay, of course I want him at the 3 over PJ Washington, but I need a ball handler. And I don't know if I'm just being a city kid here, but I love Trey Johnson. I love Dylan Harper. So, of course, Cooper Flag, freak on both ends too. So it's it's hard to pass him up. So I just want to make sure this is not Christian Laettner 2.0. Nah. That's my biggest fear.
Nah, I hear you, but it's not, bro.
Okay.
Okay. I know you say you don't watch. We talk about this a lot. Like you say, you don't watch a lot of college ball.
Yeah.
He the truth. Don't get me wrong. He's not like an alpha scorer, right? He's not gonna be like Paolo Banchero on offense, like that type of forward, or Anthony Davis on offense. He's probably his ceiling as an offensive player is probably 22 points a game, 23.
And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with a good 19, 18.
But that's where the sweet spot is with Cooper Flag is he's an 18 and 19, 18 and 10 a game type of player with all league defense. One of the best defenders in basketball, he will be without a shot. In the tier of Victor Wembanyama, of Chet Holmgren, that's the type of player. Defense, Evan Mobley, he will be in that tier, especially with the big men. Being that type of player. The only awkward thing is him playing. It's a good and a bad thing. He's playing and going to be able to learn from a guy like Anthony Davis, a Hall of Famer, a top 75 player all time, that will be able to teach him a lot about the game as far as being able to play the 4 position. But that's the issue, is that the big plus about Anthony Davis going to the Mavericks was him playing the 4.
Right.
Which he complained in LA ever since they won the chip that he was having to play the 5 and he didn't want to play the 5. Now with Cooper there's a good chance you're going to have to play the 5 more than you thought, right? Again, in an ideal world, you put him at the 4 and you put Lively or Gafford at the 5 and Cooper at the 3. But Cooper's really he's a power forward. He's not really a small forward.
Bro, that is a big squad, bro. 3, 4,
it's
5,
huge, bro. It's huge. You thinking everybody healthy? Kyrie at the 1, Clay at the 2, Cooper at the 3, AD at the 4, and Lively at the 5. Bro, bro, that's a squad, bro.
Yeah,
defensively.
Yeah.
And Jared, I'm kind of with you. Of there's always that fear that you'll fuck up with that number 1 overall pick. There's a lot of pressure, not only on the player, but on the organization to nail that pick.
Yeah.
And, not fuck up, but I feel like Cooper Flag is one of those guys that you don't pass up the opportunity.
Right.
And then like you said, I do think the Mavs need another ball handler, especially since we're probably not going to see Kyrie till the latter half of next season. But you can address that in free agency. Cooper is should be the number one overall pick, no questions asked, and then you figure out the ball handler stuff in free agency, via trade, whatever that may be. But when a player like Cooper Flagg falls into your lap, and I'm glad that I saw the report today too, that the Mavs are pretty much dead set on drafting Cooper Flagg. There's really no interest in trading the pick or picking somebody else. So,
and this is a little bit where I put my conspiracy hat on too. Like I saw the interview too with Tim McMahon of the Mavs, and that what it basically came across to me was like, now everyone was thinking like, okay, what if Dallas trades the 1 pick for Giannis? They shut that down very quickly, and I felt like the ownership was like, you know what, we lost the whole Lucas saga, lost us the fans' trust, it lost us a lot of money, and we have now a chance to build a homegrown superstar again with Cooper Flagg. And Giannis is great, and he'll probably be a way better basketball player than Cooper Flagg ever is going to become. And he probably fits the timeline of AD and Kyrie. But this is ownership being like, you know what, Nico, you already did your big one. Enough. Like, we're not gonna let you. We're not gonna. We don't care if maybe a Kevin Durant fits better. Yeah, you lost us too much trust in Munyon, and we probably not gonna ever get that trust, a lot of that trust back.
Yeah,
but Flagg at least gives us a little bit of a chance to get it back, and so that's how I feel about that.
I mean, it's just crazy times we're living in, especially with that new CBA that's gonna kick in. Like the NBA is finna get really crazy, like, because, like he said, of course, you know, they were saying, oh, we care about defense, that's why we traded Luka, but they didn't want to give him $345 million.
Yeah,
that's the reality of it. So it's like, okay, well, what are we gonna do now? Like, you know what I mean? So you got AD, you got Kyrie, you are in and win now mode. That with Giannis doesn't sound bad. But like you said, for the next 10 or 15, hopefully, right? Because that's what we thought with Luka too. We thought, oh, he's ours forever. So I don't even know it anymore. So it's kind of like we might not ever see dynasties ever again in the NBA. You know what I mean? These teams are flipping. There ain't no loyalty at all. Like, it's like every man for himself.
From rightfully so. It's from both sides. Like we give a lot of stick and about what happened with Kevin Durant and LeBron, but how the Mavs did Luka just proves that there's no loyalty from either side. So
from either side,
that's what it is. And we talk about Giannis, and for the short-lived time we thought about what if he fits into Dallas, a team that it's looking more and more likely that he has a really good shot of going, if they're willing to offer the right price. Got to be Gage's San Antonio Spurs, man. The fact that the Spurs get the number 2 overall pick, having guys like, I forget that De'Aaron Fox is still only 27, 28. You have Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year, who is, for me, like
he's a dog.
He's in the vein of Drew. You got a guy that's going to be an elite 2-way player for a very long time, like a Drew Holiday, and you have a generational talent who will be very soon. Make no mistake about it, Victor Wembanyama will be very soon the best player of basketball. Very soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We just need to make sure he's healthy.
Like, and for them to get the number 2 overall pick is crazy. Gage, what was your reaction to your Spurs getting the number 2 overall pick?
I was thrilled. I guess the only thing that would have been better was us getting the number 1 overall pick and adding Cooper Flagg to this team. But hey, I'll take number 2 because, like you said, I think it gives us a lot of leverage to go get Giannis. If that's ultimately what he wants this offseason, is a change of scenery. Because not only do the Spurs have the number 2 overall pick, they have the number 14 pick in this year's draft, a bunch of future assets, and players that the Bucks could take on with salary, young, that can kind of add to whatever they lose after trading Giannis. My one thing as a Spurs fan is, if they don't trade for Giannis, what do you do with the number 2 overall pick? Because I love Dylan Harper. I think he's the second best player in this draft class, but you've already got kind of a logjam at the guard position. You just traded for De'Aaron Fox. Stephon Castle's coming off his Rookie of the Year. So you're kind of put in that weird position of, do you reach for someone like Ace Bailey at 2? or do you look to trade out? Like it just kind of becomes complicated then. I'm not mad at taking Dylan Harper either and just kind of saying, fuck it, we'll figure it out later. Just add the best player available. But it's going to be really interesting to see how the Spurs, attack this offseason, see how committed they are to winning this season and how committed they are to winning, I guess, past what Giannis would be. Because if they decide, nah, Giannis isn't the move, we're going to draft the best player available and go Dylan Harper, to me that says we're going with a younger squad. We think we have a longer window than just next year or the year after. So I don't know. What do you guys think about the possibility of Giannis joining the Spurs?
So let me ask you this, Gage. If Milwaukee calls and say, hey, we want number 2, we want number 14, and we want Castle.
No. You do it. You do it. You do it.
But Giannis?
You do it. You do it. Gage,
Dude,
Gage,
I love Giannis,
we gotta put cap on your rap. I have to interrupt you. You do it. You do it.
Listen, dude. Maybe it's just because I'm hard-headed and I'm a Spurs fan, but like I would find every way possible to keep Stephon Castle on this team. I don't want to trade him. Anyone else is free game. Jeremy Sohan, Devin Vassell, Keldon Johnson, whoever else you want on that squad, take them. Except Wemby and Steph Castle. Those are the two guys that if I'm a Spurs GM or someone in the front office, those are the two guys that I'm not trading. And if you do want Castle desperately, I'm not giving you the 2 pick either. I would give you the 14th pick in Castle, but I'm not giving you 2 if you're taking Castle. That's just the way I'm looking at
it. This is what we got to say. Giannis is one of the 25, 30 best basketball players who's ever lived.
He's also 30. And I'm with you.
And that's cool. But you're putting him together with Victor Wembanyama, who's going to be the best player in basketball in 3 years. That is a guarantee if they're healthy. With De'Aaron Fox at the guard position, at point guard, as your lead guard, you're making it to the second round at the bare minimum. Go get shooters around him, and it's done. And I feel like Spurs fans, this, like I said, I get the homegrown thing, right? I get it. Castle won Rookie of the Year after Vic. Like you kind of want to see them grow up together, but like it's one or the other. Like, and this is where I say like it's one of those things where it's like, if I'm a Spurs fan, I say, you know what, Giannis, I'm gonna ask you this: do you want to come play for the Spurs? Yes or no? If you do, anybody not named Victor Wembanyama, and obviously they can't trade Fox, right? But anybody not named Victor Wembanyama, we send a house for it. If that's what you want.
Yeah, you have to. If I'm Milwaukee, I'm getting Castle. If you want Giannis, just straight up. Like,
yeah.
But like, will Milwaukee have the leverage in that situation? Because if Giannis is asking out and he wants to go to San Antonio the same way De'Aaron did, we might be surprised because, hey, I thought for sure Stephon Castle was going to be part of the De'Aaron Fox trade. And I know De'Aaron Fox and Giannis are completely different players, but I'm sure that the Spurs were sitting in those negotiations saying, we will give you anything you want, but we have all of the leverage here. So and the same thing with Giannis too, of like, if they really wanted to wait him out and see how the rest of the season went, they could trade for him later down the road if they decide, hey, we're just going to draft the best player available, Dylan Harper, and when Giannis decides it's time, because we're not even sure if Giannis wants out of Milwaukee yet.
This is true as well.
No, and you're right, and that's where I think it comes down to. I think because honestly, I'm cool with staying where you are at. If Giannis doesn't want to come, I'm not forcing it. Like, be honest, if you don't want to come here, I completely understand. We already got a guy that we believe in. I hope you find your way to do whatever you do, because you can't tell me the idea of having De'Aaron Fox, Stephen Castle, either Dylan Harper, Ace Bailey, and Victor Wembanyama doesn't move you. Because then you could still if you don't get Giannis, cool, you draft whoever at the 2. You can't tell me you can't go trade Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, and or Jeremy Sohan for a backup, a big, or a wing. You can do that.
Yeah, and they have money too. As I think, if I'm not mistaken, they might have more like they're towards the bottom half of the league in terms of like money available. So I don't know. I think the Spurs have a lot of options this offseason, and them having, and this is the important thing, is them winning the number 2 overall pick just gave them so much more leverage in that potential option to trade for Giannis. So if that does become a reality and Giannis requests out, I definitely see the Spurs, engaging in these conversations and seeing what their future has in hold, ahead of them. But another team I want to talk about, guys, is the team that got the number 3 overall pick. That's the Philadelphia 76ers, who let's just keep it real. The fact that the Mavericks, the Spurs, and the Sixers ended up getting the first 3 picks in this draft class is bonkers to me, because the 76ers are going to have a squad next year with, they were just injured to hell all of this season. So now Jared McCain, you've got Tyrese Maxey, you've got Joel Embiid, whoever you're going to pick at number 3. Okay, yeah. I guess Embiid,
Embiid is the only one I'm like, bro, he hadn't played in 2 years. People forget, bro. He hasn't played in 2 years, bro.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But I'm with you. But I'm with you. Like, whoever they pick at 3rd, it could be Dalen Harper. It could be Ace Bailey. More likely, it'll probably be Ace Bailey. You get your first 3 is Tyrese, Jared McCain, and Ace Bailey as your first 3. That's a good young core.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good young core. Because after this, Philly don't have any more picks for a minute.
Yeah, they're all gone. I think they're all gone, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's where it comes down to. So they're in a good spot. They're another team too that would have loved the chance to pick Flag at 1 to pair with Embiid if Embiid got back healthy. So, but I do feel bad for teams like Charlotte and Washington. But that's when I go to like the whole, bro. What would Cooper Flag wasn't gonna do nothing in Charlotte, bro. Charlotte's unserious, bro. At the moment, you know what I mean? And I'm just talking about they're on the play court, like they're just unserious. Like it's not that they don't have
LaMelo
talent.
out of there for his career is over.
Yeah.
It does. Like I see the rig things, and obviously I'm happy as a Spurs fan getting the number 2 overall pick. But like seeing teams like Washington, like Utah, like Charlotte fall out of the lottery and fall out of like, I think it was Charlotte that fell out of the Wemby sweepstakes too, where like they were the number 2 pick that year or the number 3 pick. It sucks for those teams, man. You suck, and you suck every year in hopes that someone will come to this team and change your trajectory. And unfortunately for these franchises, they've just had a rough time as of late. Not just in their in-season results, but the lottery odds too. I mean, they're just they're not falling their way at all.
At all.
It's tough.
At all. I mean, I feel like I said, between that and what happened with Jason Tatum and the Celtics, yesterday is gonna be one of those days we look back on, like the fact that the landscape of basketball really changed like that, like in the span of a couple hours.
Yeah, it really did. It really did. Like, and I hate that for JT because he was balling yesterday, and it's like everybody knows that Achilles is really hard to come back from. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this Boston team is about to get broken up either way because of the new CBA. You can't afford KP, Drew, JB, and JT to all make $100+ million. Like, that's gonna get broken up either way. But now it's like, damn, do they want to keep Tatum, and do they want to do their rehab process? And like, it can get real interesting this offseason for the NBA. Like, that's really what I see. Like, because I see a lot of players being moved around. I see Ja maybe moving out of Memphis. I see Zion could be moved out of New Orleans. So I feel like it's going to be a great offseason. We're going to see one of those offseasons that we haven't seen in a minute. Like, damn, did you see so-and-so get traded? Like, the Lakers, people forget about that. Like, people are going to want to play with Luka. Like,
in LA. In LA?
Like, come on, bro. Like, I don't even think you can rule out Giannis for a Laker.
If you want to go that bad?
Yeah, like.
Oh, don't. Another name too we haven't said at all. That, like I said, if you lose out on the Giannis sweepstakes, Kevin Durant still exists in this world.
Devin Booker.
I'm just thinking of the idea. Imagine like in this crazy world. Like, let's imagine the Mavs have a lineup of Kyrie, Clay, Cooper Flag, AD, Derek Lively. The Spurs have De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Keldon Johnson, Giannis, and Victor Wembanyama, and then the Houston Rockets have add Kevin Durant to what they have. Imagine all 3 Texas teams being that loaded.
Man,
that would be crazy. That would be absolutely insane. The West is already a bloodbath. Like, who's like? We're gonna see people in the Eastern Conference who have no business being all stars. Be perennial all stars the next 2-3 seasons.
Yeah.
Hey, just get rid of the conferences, bro. At this point,
just
the best 16 teams get in.
Best 16, bracket up, for sure. That would be dope too if they did that.
Well, hey, speaking of playoff brackets, the NBA playoffs are still going on, and we will not be talking about the playoffs in this episode. But if you want to hear us talk more NBA and the future NBA rounds, because the NBA finals are coming up, make sure y'all are subscribed. Make sure y'all like this video, and make sure you show Jared some love in his socials down below. We're gonna have those in the description, and see if we can get him back on here for another episode before the NBA season ends. But Jared, thank you so much, man, for joining us for this draft lottery.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thank y'all for having me, man. I'm excited for y'all, man. I'm excited for everything that's coming. I just thought about this, man. I said, okay, we got Page already with the Dallas Wings. We getting Cooper with the Dallas Mavericks. Is Archie Manning gonna be a Dallas Cowboy? That's what my brain is doing. And I'm just gonna leave it at that, guys. So that's where my head is.
It's up.
I'm sorry.
It's up. I might have to join back.
I would be in hell if that was the case. So hopefully that isn't. But Jared, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate your time. We will definitely. Hey, we will be getting back to this these Dallas sports soon. And Ethan, we will get you converted back into your Dallas sports fanhood too. So for the young Rottweiler, Ethan Hamilton.
Bart.
I'm 007 Gage. Thank y'all so much for watching this Are We Recording Draft Lottery special. We will see y'all next time.
Peace.